Hey guys, I am on here. Hey, it is midnight, after midnight. And I wanted to come on just to, some of you may be laying up tonight, tossing and turning with a lot on your mind. And, or you just may not have anything to do. But I wanted to come on here with some midnight motivation about making time for you, for your vision, for your life, for the world that you want to create. Let's see, this thing is falling. Hey, how can I lock this? So I am up late tonight. I am usually, let's see, I'll lock this like this. See if this will stay. That may stay. I'm usually in bed early and up late. In bed early and up early. And tonight I stayed up to work on a project, and I'm probably going to stay up. Hey, Tamisa, how are you? So I'm probably going to stay up a lot later tonight because I'm working on a project. And I'm working on a passion project, something that has been on my heart for like 10 years. And it's something that I discredited. I didn't give it any time. I didn't give it any of my attention because it wasn't a sexy concept of a project. And it's so funny how God works. But many of us are out here floundering in this world, trying to figure out where we fit in. Seems like we keep trying stuff. It's not working out. You are, watching every influencer out there, wondering why are they so lucky and you're not. And the truth is it's because you're not honoring the voice within. You're not listening to your spirit within that is telling you that your path is different than everybody else's. And so because you're not tuning into that, you're floundering in life. You're feeling like you don't know where to go, what to do, and you're barely making it. You're in a state of survival. And you're suffering like you are. You know that you're equipped for more. You know that you're called to do greater things. You know that you have a lot of power within you, but you have not tapped into it. And it's because your path is so different from everyone else's. And it's okay to give that path your attention. I've made so many mistakes over the years, but I'm so grateful for a God that gives you grace. And what I mean by that is God has given me a vision, and he's shown me so many things over the years, and I kept suppressing and using my own master plan, my own ideas, my own, I'm like, oh, there's something else that I should be doing because it is the trendy, sexy thing that everybody else is doing. And so I put all my energy and effort into that thing, and get a little bit of success, but it's like, it's temporary. That success has been very temporary. And I promise you, the vision that God is giving you will haunt you. It will not go anywhere. You're going to find that until you honor that voice within, the spirit that is guiding you, that imagination that keeps reproducing the same visuals in your mind over and over again, trying to show you what it is that you were called and created to create, to birth, you're going to find that you'll go around and around in circles until you finally honor that thing. It's crazy how over the last 9 years, my journals, my planners, my content in my computer is saying the same dang thing over and over and over again. Even when I sit somewhere and I think I got a new, fresh idea, I've even had times where I get a domain name and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I go buy the domain name and it's purchased. And then I go and look into my GoDaddy account, and guess what? I bought the domain name years before and been renewing it and didn't even realize I had ownership over it. God doesn't give you a bunch of new ideas, y'all. God gives you the same vision over and over and over again. And it will not change until you honor it. And so whatever it is that you keep seeing, that you keep envisioning, that you keep thinking about, planning for, strategizing, journaling, praying over, Go do it. Go do it. Because the minute you start getting in alignment with that vision, everything will begin to work from a space of flow rather than a place of striving and hustling and grinding, right? Most of us are in this state of where we're trying to force things to happen and they're not working out. They're not coming together. And we don't understand why. And it's because you're doing the wrong things. So if I can encourage y'all in anything tonight, this has been a very long, hard-headed lesson for me. And I finally gave in. The pandemic did it for me, y'all. The pandemic got a lot of us realigned. It hit the reset button for a lot of us. But I finally am giving the vision that God has given me the time and attention that it needs. And let me tell you what's so beautiful about it. You know, all these years I would rush through things. I wanted to do everything in a day. It was like, oh, I need it done tomorrow. You know, I want to get this out there tomorrow. It was like you were dealing with FOMO, right? I was dealing with FOMO, the fear of missing out, the fear of missing the opportunity, the fear of, you know, if I don't get it done now, I'm going to miss out. But it's like when you operate in God's grace according to the vision that he's giving you and you're in alignment, it's like he stops time to give you what you need to create what he's gifted you to create. And you now can be patient with yourself. You now can operate in excellence and actually go all in what you're creating. Your creativity is out of this world. You'll find that it's like popcorn where everything is like boom, 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 boom. It's just coming to you. Pop, 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 pop. It's coming to you. And you're able to like work in this state of flow where everything comes together. And let me tell you what's so beautiful about that. I don't have to go out here and look to see if an influencer has already done it. I don't have to worry about who's my competition. I don't have to operate in fear about if it's going to work or not. I don't have to go try to buy 15 courses to get the secret sauce to manifest in this thing. It's like God would download everything you need. Boom, 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 boom. It's just all going to come together. He'll download everything you need to begin to operate in the lane and vein that you've been gifted, called, anointed, appointed, positioned, and skilled in. And so if I can encourage anything in this midnight motivation for you tonight, make room, honor your gifts, and take action on the vision that God has given you. I am devoted in this space that I am in. The project that I'm working on, y'all, I'm launching my training company, and it's called Reinvent Myself. And it's not ready yet. We'll have like a coming soon page, but we have a Facebook group, and it's called Reinvent Myself. My life is Reinvent Myself, and it's designed to help you reinvent your life, your business, and your bank account, right? But one of the things that I'm really committed to doing is helping you understand that you have a GPS, an internal GPS. Now, let me tell you what GPS stands for. It is your gifts, your passions, and your skills. And so I put together a quiz and a masterclass. And this quiz is what I've been working on. And it is like so exciting. The quiz that I'm working on, you take this quiz and it tells you how you show up in the world. It helps you to identify what your gifts, your passions, and your skills are. It helps you to identify how you're wired, how God created you. And it's built off of your temperament, your personality, and these characteristics and traits that you possess as an individual. And as I'm going through this, one of the things that I'm realizing is that there's just a different way that, Brian, why are you texting me? I love you, Brian. Y'all should see what my buddy is texting me right now. He's watching this and giving me all kind of comedy. I love you. Thank you for your text. But yeah, so the thing about personalities, and I'm realizing this, is that all of us are wired a certain way. And not everybody understands us. And so when you find yourself around people who don't understand you, you might get negative feedback. You might have people tell you you're bossy, or I even notice the word narcissism is being used a lot. And I'm not saying that there's not narcissists in the world, but I think a lot of people might assume that somebody's character traits, and I don't mean gaslighting and all the things, but somebody who's super confident is considered arrogant. Somebody who understands their gifts, people might look at them as being somebody that's a narcissist, where they're stuck on themselves. You're so self-consumed. And it's like, no, I'm just super confident about who I am and what my gifts are. And so to other people, hey, Clo.
It's 12 o'clock at night.
And you should be in bed.
What are you doing?
This is called Midnight Motivation.
I
am live. Yes, it is 12 o'clock at night. Say hey, y'all. What are you even doing up?
I just woke up.
Okay, well, let me finish my video. Thank you. You say hey, y'all. But yeah, so when people don't understand your personality, sometimes you'll get feedback where people try to make you feel, and it might be good feedback, but it might be suppressing the gift of you. So let me give you an example, and you guys will get a chance to take this quiz that I'm doing. There is a personality trait that I call the goal getter, okay? The goal getter is a power personality. They usually show up in people who are leaders, they're political officials, they might be entrepreneurs, CEOs, executives, or whatever. They're very short, cut to the chase, non-emotional people who are very blunt, very aggressive. They're very committed to an outcome, and they might come across as very insensitive people. I actually know for a fact that for a long time, I had a hard time with these different personality types, right? And I'm seeing it now that I'm studying this personality. But this person, the goal getter, there's a formal psychological definition for who they are. And you'll learn more about that when we do our quiz. But this person is one of the most feared and intimidated people, personality traits, because they come across very confident, very certain, very assured, very committed. They know where they're going, and they're some of the best business owners, leaders. They know how to make things happen and produce outcomes. And unfortunately, people who are not like them don't understand them, right? So if you work with somebody like that and they might come across the wrong way, you might think a lot of things about that person, and you might tell them a lot about themselves. You might be married to that person and don't understand how to work with them. You might have a child that is like that. You might have a relative that has those attributes, and they rub you the wrong way. But what I'm discovering is that there's a gift in that personality trait that if you learn to understand how to navigate with that person, it actually is super beneficial for the outcome of your life. So it's just learning that if that's your personality trait, which now I have some of those traits as a business owner, there's gifts in that. And if you learn how to navigate with those gifts in love, not in aggression, not in an overbearing way of always being right, but instead learn that I have the gift of leadership, that I have the gift of vision, I have the gift of getting things done, but I also need to learn how to do it in love, where I can be more empowering with it as opposed to dominating with it, or overpowering with it. Then you start learning how to actually walk in your gifts, walk in those attributes. So there's 4 different ones. Y'all will learn more about it when our quiz, we're releasing the quiz in the upcoming weeks. You can join our Facebook group to become a part of it. But when you learn who you really are, and you stop being offended by people's feedback of you because you realize, oh, you just don't understand me. And not to be insensitive to their responses, but it's like, no, this is an attribute that I have. I can learn how to utilize it powerfully, in an empowering way and not an overpowering way. But I'm not going to shrink back in it because you don't understand me. That's when you start realizing, like, whoa, I have a lot of opportunity here with this gift, and I want to use this gift to impact. I want to use this gift to create. I want to use this gift to do so many different things, right? A lot of you are misunderstood. Your feedback over the years has been diminished by many people. It reminds me of being a kid in class and the teacher always saying, you talk too much. I always get in trouble. That mouth gonna get you in trouble. That mouth gonna get you in trouble. Well, guess what? This mouth gets me paid now, right? So sometimes the wrong feedback can totally diminish your gifts and make you miss out on opportunities to rise into your power. And so I'm putting together this quiz, this training process that's going to help you to identify, like, where is your gifts in this space and how can you take ownership over it and not allow the years of feedback that actually was trying to get you to be somebody else that you are not, that was killing you, that was making you begin to shrink back and play small and be embarrassed about those things that are naturally in you. I'm going to show you how to own those bad boys and how to allow it to lead you in your life and use it for good and use it for impact and use it for transformation. And so this is something, y'all, I started on this. God, I did a speech on this. I created a presentation for it for the first time. I think it was 2013. I had this vision for it. And what I realized is that a lot of us are misplaced. We're misplaced in our professions. We're misplaced, we're misunderstood. So for example, if you are like me, who is known as a butterfly personality, I'm a social person. I love to communicate. When I was in college, I did an internship and it was in a cubicle. And I was telling my husband about this today. I was like, I remember sitting in that cubicle feeling like a lion trapped in a cage. And I couldn't understand it at the time, but I hated it. I was like, oh my God, I feel like a lion in a cage and I have no room to walk or grow. The cubicle was killing me. And I made a decision in that cubicle in college. I said, I'm going to finish what I start. But when I graduate, I will never work for corporate America again. They will never throw me in a cubicle again. I didn't understand it then. But I understand it now. It's because I'm not designed to be locked up. I'm designed to be amongst people. I'm an engager. I am a promoter. I am a people person. I need to be in a crowd, in an audience, connecting, socializing. I need to be utilizing my gifts of speaking, not hiding behind a computer and being cut off from the world in a little box all day. Just not who I am. And so when I started realizing that so many people are like me who are trapped. They're misplaced. They're misunderstood. They're stuck in these career paths that are killing them. They're connected to people who are diminishing every gift in them. The criticism and the feedback. People are, you're this and you're that. And, they don't understand you and you don't understand you. So because you don't understand yourself, you receive everything they say as your truth. And when I realized that so many people are like that, I began to get really curious about how do we help people get aware of who they are so that people might give you feedback and still misunderstand you, but your receiving of that information is not internalized to the point where you dishonor yourself in your own voice, in your own gifts. But instead, you learn that, oh, you just don't understand me. I may have to work with you differently, but I'm not going to change who I am because you don't understand me. And I also realized that in jobs, most jobs hire people just to say that they can do a job, but not because they're gifted to perform in that role. So I did this speech in front of 5,000 people, and I remember I had my staff. I had an amazing team where I gave them the vision, and we got together and we mapped out this overview, this presentation, because I had this vision. It was in my head. And I was like, God, I gotta explain this to this crowd. It was a company that I was a part of. And all these people were trying to figure out who they were trying to follow, all these influencers. And I was like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Do your own thing, find your own path. Anyway, we did this presentation, spoke in front of 5,000 people. And y'all, the whole crowd could not snap the pictures of the slides fast enough. They were like screaming from the crowd, slow down, I need this. And I was like, okay, y'all, don't worry. I'm gonna actually send out a copy of the presentation. And when we were done, I got bombarded by so many people who were crying. And they were like, oh my God, thank you for showing me this, because all these years I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was crazy. I thought I was, dumb. I thought I didn't have any gifts. I just always felt like misplaced and I couldn't find my role. And it just made me realize that most of us just need to get to know who we are. When you understand who you are, how you're wired, how you show up in the world, what lens of life you look through, right? Many of us just have different lenses that we look through. It's a book out there that says what you said versus what I heard, right? You might say something to somebody, but their way of receiving that information and processing it is so different that they might get offended by what you said when it was actually said in love. And so we have to understand we're wired differently. We receive information differently. And this stuff impacts you as a parent. It impacts you when you get married. It impacts you in your relationships with how you work with people. It impacts you as a boss when you become a business owner and you have employees and you begin to learn their temperaments. So these are things that I realize a lot of us don't know that I'm going to be sharing with you and I'm going to help you discover. And I'm so freaking psyched about it. But I will say, if you have been in a place, in a space in your life where you're floundering, you feel lost, you feel misunderstood, you feel misplaced, all you have to do is pull away from everybody else and get clear about who you are and what you want. It is so many things about you that is amazing, beautiful, powerful, empowering, enlightening, radiant. And because you have not realized that those aspects of yourself as your power, as your GPS, your gifts, your passions, your skills, you're walking around here living in shame, playing small, shrinking back, holding back, refusing to honor that voice within. And we're going to break those chains. We're going to break those chains. So I am going to be, I've been spending this summer working on this project, because when I tell y'all I started this in 2012 really, and I launched it in 2013. I did a speaking event and I did a course right after that, and I didn't do anything else with it. It just sat in my hard drive since 2013, and people went bananas over. I think we did like crazy numbers for that course within 24 hours. Right after that event, everybody was buying up the course. And it changed a lot of people's lives. And I didn't do nothing with it. I just got distracted and started doing something else. And it's been sitting on my hard drive since 2013. And I pulled it back out again and refined it for today. And yeah, and so I am so committed to this process of helping you to discover your power. And I want to encourage you right now that you got, hey, Will, so good to see you, friend. I want to encourage you guys right now. One of the things that I highly recommend everybody does is get a journal. Get a journal, right? This one's called the Power of Favor Journal. And write down those things that have been in your mind for years. What are the visions, the ideas, the goals, your imagination? When you're seeing these ideas over and over again, what are the repetitive visions that keep resurfacing over and over and over again? Write them down. And here's why. One of my favorite quotes is that dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. I'm going to repeat that. Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. Think about that. Your dream is a form of communication from God to show you why you were created. So when you have these dreams, when you have this imagination in your head, you think it just popped up. You be like, oh man, I had this crazy dream that I was creating this, or I built this, or I launched this, or I started this business, or I, created this thing. I invented something, my art, whatever. In your head, you think it just surfaced. But in the truth, that's how God works. The Spirit downloads in you a reminder of why you were created and what you were planted on this earth to do. And that's why we have to honor those dreams, honor those visions, honor your imagination. That's why the word says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who sees it can run with it, so that it may not tarry. Although it may tarry, it will come to pass. That means that whenever you write something down, it's a lot easier to process it when you visually look at what you wrote down. And it may take a minute to get it to come to pass, but it will be more likely to come to pass when you write it down. There's a statistic, and then I'm gonna wrap this up because I can go on and on. Y'all get so excited when I talk about this stuff. And the truth is I've been hiding working on this. I made a decision to like get it together, girl. Stop hopping on these videos and telling everybody what you gonna do and then you never do it. Because y'all know my personality is a promoter, and we love to share everything that we're doing, right? So because I know how I am, I had to discipline myself to actually put things together so that when I shoot these videos, I could be like, yes, go to this website. You can have access to this. So that's why we have the Facebook group, and you guys will actually get access to the quiz soon. So make sure you join my Facebook group. You can go on my wall. I just posted it on my Facebook wall. But one of the things that I am really discovering is the ability to like sit down and put together like what it is that you want to manifest, and actually begin to work towards it, so that when when you are in position now, like to start seeing it come to fruition, what happens is it boosts your confidence, and it makes you realize like, yo, I can really bring this thing to life. And when you start bringing it to life, and you start pretty much, you're speaking life into it, but you're investing your action to bring it to life. When you start bringing it to life and you start seeing it formulate, what happens is the level of inspiration will drive you to begin to make all the necessary connections to start really putting momentum behind that thing. And you'll find it manifesting with ease, not hustle, with ease. And that's the thing, like when you operate in your gift zone, your zone of genius, Will knows all about this, right? When you operate in your gift zone, things come into alignment like, oh my God, it's supernatural. It's hard to explain. And so for me, I've spent this summer finally putting this stuff into play. I do it for everybody else's business. That's what I do. I run a digital marketing agency and content creation company, and everybody hires me to build their stuff. So I've been really good about building other people's stuff and very bad about doing my own. And now I put myself first, finally putting this all together. It is beautiful how it's coming together, and I look forward to sharing it with you. So I will give y'all, for those of you who stayed on here, if you want to get on my email list, I'm going to give you a chance to get a little sneak peek, but you'll get on the email list and you can actually access this. You can access this right now, the start of it. It's not complete, y'all, but I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek. Go to dreambizmatchmaker.com. dreambizmatchmaker.com and take that quiz. And that is the start to something absolutely amazing that is going to be coming in August, where on the back end, we'll have a masterclass that shows you, based on your temperament, your personality, and how you show up in the world. I show you how you can actually own your power, your purpose, and produce profits in stages of entrepreneurship. How can you become a better parent? How can you become a better spouse based on your personality? How can you build better relationships socially? How can you actually navigate your way, in roles of leadership or in different spaces in your personality type? We're going to actually start digging in to teach you how to navigate in the world with those different attributes. And so you can go and take the quiz. It's a preliminary one, but it'll get you on our email list so that you can be able to get the updates when we are doing the masterclass. All right, so head on over to dreambizmatchmaker.com. I hope this midnight motivation actually helped y'all. We actually are going to have a challenge coming up on how to reinvent yourself. I think we'll be doing that either late August or early September. So you'll want to get on our email list. We have newsletters coming out. We're going to have a podcast launching. Just so many beautiful things about reinventing yourself and really rediscovering yourself and taking ownership over your GPS, gifts, passions, and skills. So I hope this helped y'all. I'm usually early bird, and tonight I'm a night owl because I just finished up my first PowerPoint presentation on the goal getter. And it is so beautiful to just put this together. So anywho, y'all, I'm going to bed. I think I am. I'm so fired up. I don't even want to go to sleep. I just want to keep working. But have a good night. Go to dreambizmatchmaker.com. Take that quiz. It's super fun. Tell me what you think about it. And then I'm also going to encourage you to join our Facebook group, the Reinvent Myself, My Life, My Biz, and My Money, right? Our Facebook group. And yeah, good things coming on the horizon. All right. So thanks, y'all. I love you guys. I miss all of this. I can't wait to make it happen and get things going as we enter into this open season post-pandemic life of amazing awesomeness. All right. So y'all have a good night, y'all. Bye.